It's Friday. It's
If you got a problem, don't care what it is. You need a hand, I can assure you this. I can help. I got two strong arms, I can help.
howdy. It's Friday. It's time for lunch with Dad. Dad here, and I love Walt Disney World. And I want to help you with your Walt Disney World vacation. That's what we're going to talk about today during Lunch with Dad. We got so much to do. We better just get started because today we got packed. I got pages and pages and stuff. All right, here we go. So, first off, thank you to our sponsors, CelebrationShirts.com. Actually, Josh is out at D23 Expo out in Anaheim, California. Great place. Got to go there a couple of years ago. Wish I was there right now. All my friends are there, and I'm not there. I'm so sad. Shannon, my partner, got to go to Club 33 last night, and she didn't take me. I am unhappy. No, I can't be there this year, but I'm there in spirit. So, hey, hi, buddies. Anyway, so Josh, Celebration Shirts, he's out there at D23. Yesterday, he said, you see him, come say hello. He was giving a shirt away yesterday. Just probably the shirt off his back. He's that kind of guy. Not really. That's a picture you don't want to see anyway. Anyway, check out CelebrationShirts.com. They've got a great Facebook page. I'm sure Stephanie's already put the link down in the comments below. Check out their Facebook page. If you need shirts, if you're going to Walt Disney World and you want matching shirts for your family, Celebration Shirts has those. If you just want to create a shirt, they can do that too. CelebrationShirts.com. All right, so today, another thing I'm really excited about. I've got a $50 Disney gift card in my hands, and we are going to give it away in the next week. We'll give it away next Friday on this show, but I'm going to give it away. You can sign up. The link's down below. You just click on that, give us your email address, and we'll get you all signed up. And 1 week from today, live on Lunch with Dad, we'll draw the winner. And I'll mail you this $50 Disney gift card. It's as simple as that. Yes! A $50 Disney gift card. Cool, right? Something cool to kind of help with the hot of the summer. All right. What else do we have? If you don't mind, and a bunch of you already have, and I appreciate it, if you could like this, click on the like button. Like button's over here. Click on the like button. Or comment, share Lunch with Dad so we can get more people listening. That'd be so cool. We really appreciate it when you like and share Lunch with Dad. So like, comment, share. In a little bit, we're going to be answering questions. If you have a question, just stick it down in the comments, and I'll answer it here in a little bit. But let's get going with the plan. Always talk about the plan of this week, of the weekend. This week we're going to change things up a little bit. This week I want to start with the rant. You know, I usually have a rant or something every week. This week I want to start with the rant. A lot of rumors flying. A lot of questions will be answered this week at D23, and I'm going to go in and talk about what I think you're going to hear at D23. Then we're going to do the news. Those are usually the other way around. We'll start with the rant, then we'll do the news, then we'll do Dad's Tip of the Week. This one's pretty good. Extra magic hours this week. Then we'll answer questions. I've got like 7 questions from the Ask Dad page this week, and then we'll answer your questions. So a lot to do this week, and they'll have some final thoughts. So let's get going. Rumors have been just everywhere, just crazy rumors about the new stuff at Walt Disney World. And that's because the D23 Expo, tomorrow we expect a whole bunch of answers. Probably at 4 o'clock tomorrow, actually 3 p.m. Pacific time is when the Disney Parks presentation will be made. It's for about an hour, and that's typically when all the announcements are made. They've already got some Star Wars Land stuff out there. Not really any announcements there, but you can already see that lots of videos going around about Star Wars Land. So what do I expect that will be announced tomorrow? Well, let's just drum roll, please. Here we go. Here are the announcements that I expect. First, the ones that I really believe will happen. These will happen. The minivans, the new transportation system that Disney is putting together, the Uber thing that Disney's putting together for Walt Disney World, I expect that to be announced sometime this weekend at D23 or somewhere around there. There's already leaks coming out that it's going to be, the testing's going to start at like Boardwalk Inn. So I expect minivans, doesn't that a cool name? Minivans, M-I-N-N-I-E, not M-I-N-I, M-I-N-N-I-E vans to be announced. Gondolas. I kind of expect that the gondola program will be announced. I've gone from, oh, that's crazy, to, yeah, it kind of looks like what they're doing. So I kind of expect that to actually be announced. The Ellen's replacement, the Ellen's Energy Adventure replacement, I expect that to be announced. I expect it to be indoor Guardians of the Galaxy, something, maybe a little indoor roller coaster to be announced for the Ellen's Energy Adventure. Not quite sure how Guardians fits into Epcot, though. I'm not sure about the Guardians part, but something will be going in Ellen's place. France is going to get a new ride. They're going to probably, I expect them to announce that. They've already filed the paperwork for the beginning of the construction. So I expect kind of a Ratatouille ride or something in France. Yes, that's been all. I do expect a surprise. Paint the Night coming to Walt Disney World. Oh, maybe that's just me wanting it to happen. I can't believe they've gone this long without a nighttime parade at Walt Disney World. So I kind of expect something like that to happen. Let's see. New name for Hollywood Studios. Yes, that will be announced this weekend. Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, there will be updates. Maybe, probably. All right, so second tier of rumors. Some things I wouldn't be surprised if they were announced. The Tron ride. I think it's probably going to be announced. It will not take the place of Tomorrowland Speedway. It will be somewhere else. I just don't think I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think Tomorrowland Speedway is going to get an overhaul, and the Tron ride is going to end up somewhere like a parking lot that's behind Space Mountain. Somewhere else. I just don't expect, that rumor's been out all week. We're going to talk about that in the news. All right, I'll skip that and come back to that in the news. All right, Tomorrowland refresh. Tomorrowland update, including Stitch's Great Escape finally being turned into something new. That's probably coming out this weekend. Indiana Jones Stunt Show is closing. That's probably not going to be announced, but it'll probably happen quietly. One Man's Dream closing. That might or might not be announced. It's sad, but it's going to happen. Expedition Everest will close for a while to fix the Yeti problem. Doubtful that they'll announce that, and I don't think it's probably going to happen. But it could. Those could happen. And Brazil in the World Showcase. That's another rumor that's been out there that I do think it's probably 50-50 that they actually announce that. So those are the ones I believe have at least a good chance of happening. Now, the ones that won't happen, I don't care what you read, these will not be announced and will probably never happen. Just one guy's opinion, but I know Disney World. Dad knows. Rivers of Light canceled. That's not going to happen. I don't care what you read, not happening. Zootopia Land coming to Animal Kingdom. No way. Spider-Man will replace the Great Movie Ride. Yeah, right. Oh, that's crazy. No, they may be closing the Great Movie Ride and putting a Mickey ride in there, but it won't be Spider-Man. I have actually seen these rumors. This is where these came from. Now, the next one I haven't, but a fifth park will be announced. The Marvel Park. Not going to happen, at least not anytime soon. It would be cool. It would violate a big agreement. It'd cost a huge lawsuit, but it would be cool. A Star Wars hotel. Sounds really cool. It ain't going to happen. Broadway show in Frontierland, that might happen. River Country revitalized. No. Disney fixes their computer problem. Oh, that's just me wanting that to happen. And here's the last one. This is the best one of all. Johnny Depp agrees to spend 3 days a week in Pirates of the Caribbean to pay Disney for the recent movie flops. I made that one up. It should happen. All right, so that's the rant. The D23, they've only got about an hour tomorrow to make announcements, so there won't be a lot of them. They will be fairly in-depth. A lot of things won't get announced at D23, but will start happening. We're going to start hearing those things. Big things will be announced. The Star Wars, they'll probably have a date for when Star Wars Land will open, and they'll probably do a piece on what's going into that. They've got a big exhibit out there. So those kind of things will be announced. The Gondola, 50-50 chance. Some of those other things probably won't have time to get into that, but some of the big things they will talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific time, start looking for big announcements coming out of Anaheim, out of D23. And by the way, we do have people out there that will be reporting back for us. We've already put some stuff up on our Facebook page, so keep track here. We'll tell you what you need to know. All right, so the news. There's not a lot of news. It looks like there's a lot, but there's not really. First, this is not Walt Disney World news yet, but it could affect Walt Disney World. This next week at Disneyland, Max Pass is going to roll out. Max Pass is a program where you can purchase Fast Passes. You can buy Fast Passes. You can say, I want Fast Passes for Tuesday. You spend the money and you get all the Fast Passes you want for Tuesday. That's kind of interesting. I kind of wonder, just kind of poll here, put the answers down in the comments. What would you pay to have unlimited Fast Passes for one day? How much would you pay for 1 day's worth of Fast Passes? Unlimited, you could do as many as you want. That sounds pretty cool, right? And this is kind of what they're testing out at Disneyland next week. So could it come to Disney World? Absolutely. Anyway, so what would you pay for a day's worth? Go ahead and put it down in the comments right now. Go ahead. Be interesting to see what you say. There was new artwork released on Coronado Springs Resort, the other one. Those two are both under construction. Coronado Springs, that showed a new restaurant out in the middle of the lake. That's with the walk pass to the restaurant from both sides of the lake. That sounds pretty cool. We'll have to wait and see how that one goes. Oh, last night, Mrs. Mom and I played Food and Wine Festival. The menus for the Food and Wine Festival are out. So if you're going to the Food and Wine Festival, you can look at all the menus. I'm a happy man. We're going to eat a lot of stuff at the Food and Wine Festival. I talked about this already, but this week there were so many posts about confirmed the Tron ride is going to replace Tomorrowland Speedway. That just not. No. That's not confirmed. It is a rumor. In the immortal words of Lee Corso, not so fast. I mean, this morning I'm starting to see posts that, they're going to put it somewhere else. The Tomorrowland Speedway is going to stick around. That's the problem with rumors. They're rumors. It's not confirmed. Nobody from Disney has announced this. I don't care what kind of source these guys have. Until Disney announces this, it's just a rumor. All right, not confirmed. It's probably going to happen, but it probably will not be at Tomorrowland Speedway. The Contemporary announced this week that there's going to be 3 New Year's Eve parties, a countdown to midnight, a down in New Orleans dining party, and a Pixar party, a party for all ages. Everybody can come to the Pixar party. That's pretty cool. And PhotoPass Day. was announced that August 19th, again, same day as last year, August 19th, will be PhotoPass Day, where you can get some special PhotoPass pictures made with some characters in the parks. More details to come. I think in the newsletter this morning, we put it's the 29th, but it's actually the 19th. So, PhotoPass Day. All right, that's the news. All right, I talked about the gift card already. That's the gift card giveaway. I've already talked about that. So it's time for the tip of the week. Let's see if I can do this. Whoops. Wrong one. Let's get it on. Hi, Dad here with Dad's tip of the week. This week we're talking about when you should use extra magic hours. Extra magic hours are just cool. Whoa. Crush and just say, dude, it's so cool. You get to get in the parks when nobody else is around, no lines. I mean, it's just great. So when should you use extra magic hours? Number one, you have to be a Disney hotel guest. The extra magic hours are a perk for Disney hotel guests. Number two, you should do it when you've got park hoppers. If you go to extra magic hours, the park fills up, you want to jump to another park, that's a good thing. Three, if you don't have park hoppers, you do it on light to moderate crowd days. When it gets busier than moderate crowds days, the extra magic hour park will be, especially the morning extra magic hours. This doesn't really apply to the evening extra magic hours. The morning extra magic hour park will be the busier park typically. Magic Kingdom sometimes skews that off a little bit. Magic Kingdom's always busy, but the other parks, you might want to avoid those parks on morning extra magic hours days. Number four, evening extra magic hours, anytime you can. Evening extra magic hours are great. Most people will leave the parks after the fireworks, after the parades, and evening extra magic hours are only available at the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. So after those fireworks, after those parades, there's nobody there. Evening extra magic hours, if you can stay up that late, sometimes it's 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Those are really cool. So, Dad's bottom line, extra magic hours are cool. Use them when you can. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm still here. You don't get rid of me that easily. I got to start working on that ending. Anyway, so extra magic hours. Cool. All right. So on to questions. Now, if you have any questions that you would like to have Dad answer, if you just throw them down in the comments, I'll get to them here in just a little bit. I got a bunch today, but I will get to any questions we have. I'll tell you when we can't take any more, but go ahead and put your questions in the comments now. If you put them in now, I will answer. Here we go. Question. This one hurts. I know we have scheduled a magical trip to Walt Disney World on December 27th to January 7th. Family of 5. Polynesian club level castle view. We have never been other than during the hot summer months, so hope the decorations will still be up. We are very excited, and I know the crowds will be awful, but because of school schedules, we can actually go during Christmas this year. Do you think the crowds will diminish somewhat after the first? Plan to enjoy the fireworks from the beach on our balcony. Oh, this is just...
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight.
Yeah, have the wish I wish tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might. I would love to stay in the Polynesian Magic Kingdom view. That's just been my dream, always been my dream, but just never have, and probably never will. Just, that sounds so great, sitting out on the balcony watching wishes. Oh, I can see it in my dreams. I do see it in my dreams, by the way. So let's get back and Dad, quit dreaming and get back to the questions. So the question: will the crowds after January 1st start going down? Absolutely. That is the pattern. If you look at our crowd calendar for January, our January crowd calendar, Stephanie will throw it down in the links. I'm sorry, in the comments. If you look at our January crowd calendar, you'll see that, yes, the first is crazy, the second is not as crazy, the third, just every day the crowds go down. Those first few days, by the fourth, fifth, it's going to be light to moderate crowds, as opposed to the absolutely insane crowds of the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, and then not so much. Those first few days are going to be crazy, horribly busy. Now, how do you deal with crowds like that? Well, I've got a few tips. Let me see if I can get them up. Oops. Dad's rules. Dad's 3 simple rules. There are 3 simple rules. No, there are 4 simple rules. For conquering the parks, get to the parks early. This is essential. The difference between, and during this time, the Magic Kingdom may open at 8 o'clock and may have extra magic hours at 7 o'clock. If you can get there at 7 o'clock when the park opens, you can do a few rides in the morning. Get to the parks early. Have a plan. Know what you're going to do every day. Ride the busy rides first, whether it's, especially in that early morning period. Ride those busy rides that are going to have the insane lines during the day. And then figure out how to use FastPass. Now, FastPass, during that time, it's going to be really difficult, but it's probably going to be about the only way you're going to get to ride some of those rides that first few days. Now, once the crowds diminish, those rules still apply, but they are essential during that big Christmas period. The decorations, will the decorations still be up? Absolutely. The Christmas decorations stay up until, well, I know we were there a couple of years ago, and they were still up on the 13th, 14th, 15th of January. So they will be up. The 30th is the last day for the candlelight processional, and probably they will show the the Christmas parade at the Magic Kingdom. They do the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party Christmas parade during the daytime at the Magic Kingdom after the parties are over. But they quit doing that around the 30th. And the fireworks shows change. They still do holiday wishes, I think, that last week. But that changes after the 30th. The 31st, they do, obviously, the big New Year's fireworks. And so, yes, the decorations all stay up during that whole period, all through the 7th. They should be up. Some of them might go away, but used to be that the first Sunday of January, they were gone, but that's kind of gone away. They don't do it overnight anymore like they used to. So, Dad's bottom line, number 1, great trip. Wish I was going with you. Very jealous. Number 2, crowds will diminish. And number 3, decorations will all be up. All right, next question. Here we go. Next question. This one is from Kelly in Springdale, Arkansas. Is the Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade dining package worth the extra for VIP parade view? We like Tony's, but we don't have to eat there. Just wondering if it was worth it. Kelly, neighbor, howdy. I'm going to be in Arkansas, as a matter of fact, on Sunday. I'm going to see my mom and my sisters. They live in Arkansas. But let's see if we can kind of tackle this. Is it worth it? Let's talk first about the meal. Now, I just did a little research. I'm going to take my notes because it's numbers, and I think I remember them, but I'm going to go look. The Fantasy Parade dining pack, Festival of Fantasy Parade dining package costs $49. So if you're eating at Tony's, let's see, the average entree, you get an entree, a appetizer, a dessert, and a drink. Appetizer, entree, dessert, drink. So you get those four things. The average appetizer is $11. The average entree is about $22. The average dessert, $8, and the average drink, $3. So that's $30, $41, $44. It's $44 to eat an average meal at Tony's. $49 for the package. Now you can get a meal that costs more than $49 at Tony's. So to say that you're paying extra for it is not exactly true. Because you can go above $49 with the menu at Tony's. So, but let's say you went average and you got a $44 meal. You're paying $5 for the seat at the Festival of Fantasy Parade. The protected seat, the seat you don't have to sit and wait for an hour or two and have a amazing view of the parade coming right at you down Main Street. The seats are right at the end of Main Street, right where they make the turn. They turn right in front of you. Just about the perfect place to sit. So you've got a seat right there, protected, say just for you. Pretty good deal for $5. Is it worth it? I think so. I'd pay it. Absolutely. Now, if you don't like Tony's, well, then maybe not so much. But it sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I'd sure do it. Dad's bottom line is, do the math, look at the menus, see what it would cost you, and see if you're willing to pay that for an awesome, not having to hold it seat for the parade. All right, next, here we go. This one's going to be quick. Do you think they will extend Animal Kingdom hours for October 2017? If so, when will it be announced? No, they're not going to change the hours for October. If they were going to do that, they would have done it a couple of weeks ago when they announced the dining packages for Animal Kingdom. They would have added the extra hours then. They're not adding extra hours to Animal Kingdom. Now, is it possible that a day, I've seen this happen. You'd be in the park during the day, they make an announcement, hey, we're keeping the Magic Kingdom open until 10 o'clock tonight. That happens all the time. But as to pre-announcements, I don't expect any pre-announcements. They haven't announced anything. I mean, they haven't changed any of the Animal Kingdom hours since they came out back in April. So I don't expect that to happen for October. All right. Here we go. Next one. This is a good one. Excuse me. Just a second. I got to take a drink. That's good. By the way, if you've got any questions, put them down in our little comments down below, and I'll answer them here in just a minute. All right. Excuse me, my voice. Something in my throat. It's not good. All right. Joe asks. Joe from the YouTube channel. This one came in on our YouTube channel. Joe asks, is MemoryMaker worth it? That's a really good question. Another is it worth it question. A lot of questions about is it worth it kind of need to be answered with, well, maybe, maybe not. It's all about the experience. MemoryMaker is a program, for those that don't know, it's a program where you see we talked earlier about the PhotoPass Day. The PhotoPass photographers taking pictures of you, and you can buy a package where you can download all of those pictures when you get home. And you can order them and things like that. And you get a great amount of pictures. It's a pretty good deal. You get a lot of pictures. I don't want to say it's a good deal. It costs $169 if you order it before you go, or $199, and you can order up a few days after you come back home. Now, is it worth it? If you're going with the big group, like when we went with the man-child and his wife, the princess, her husband, when we all went, all 6 of us, it's a really good deal for a group because everybody in the group has access to the pictures. So the princess and her husband, they could download the pictures. The man-child, his wife, they could download the pictures. We were all in the pictures. So yeah, it was a good deal for us because there were 200, 300 pictures. And we got all those great pictures while we were there. They include the ride pictures. You know, you see the Toy Story, Tower of Terror, Toy Story, the Tower of Terror pictures where people are going, those kind of pictures. They're all on there. Those auto pictures that are taken when flash, you know, the Buzz Lightyear pictures where Dad's going. Yeah, those are all on there. So if you like those pictures, absolutely. You'll want to get MemoryMaker. It's all about the experience. Do you take a lot of pictures? Do you take a lot of pictures of the family? Or would you rather let somebody else take the pictures for you? If you want to let somebody else take the pictures for you, MemoryMaker is the way to go. If you like taking a lot of pictures, my daughter-in-law's now a pro, was an amateur photographer when we went. She took hundreds of pictures, but we still wanted the MemoryMaker, getting that iconic shot on Main Street in front of the castle. It's really, really cool. So it's bottom line, Dad's bottom line, it's kind of up to you. Do you want to get pictures or are you good with taking your own? That's kind of what it boils down to. All right, next question. Is staying at one of the monorail resorts the best idea for getting around parks? What do we do for one of these resorts if we want to go to Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios? If we choose to get a car to these parks not connected by the monorail, are there fees involved for parking? And that was by Cheryl from Winchester, Tennessee. Cheryl, this is a good question. I say that a lot, don't I? It is a good question, though. If you're staying on the monorail, the transportation to the Magic Kingdom is pretty special. You've got the monorail, you've got the little launches that go to the Magic Kingdom. Great ways to get to the Magic Kingdom. Getting to Epcot. If you're staying at the Polynesian, you can actually walk over to the Transportation and Ticket Center and catch the monorail to the Polynesian. To Epcot. If you're staying at any of the other hotels, you've got to ride the monorail around to the Transportation and Ticket Center, change, and go to Epcot. That's really cool. It really is. It's really cool. I love the monorail. It's my favorite ride at Walt Disney World. I just love being on the monorail. But getting to Hollywood Studios, getting to Animal Kingdom is pretty much like staying at any of the other resorts. You get on a bus, and you go on the bus to Hollywood Studios, you go on the bus to Animal Kingdom. The good thing is the buses typically aren't really full. The bad thing is the buses are shared. The Contemporary, the Polynesian, Grand Floridian, typically are using the same bus. So there are multiple stops. Not always, but typically. So it's kind of not the best, but it's one of those 50-50, exactly. Half the parks you have great transportation to. Half the parks you have maybe not so great transportation. Now, a car at Walt Disney World, I always recommend having a car at Disney World. That's because I'm a car freak. I'm a drive myself kind of guy. We've done a couple times, we've done without a car, but we like having a car. If parking is free, if you are a resort guest, you can park at the hotel. When you come into the hotel, they're going to give you a little sticker, not a sticker, but it's a piece of paper. It's kind of like half a sheet of a piece of paper. And you put that on your dashboard, and you can park at any parking lot at Walt Disney World, including the parks. So you can park in the park parking lots, you can park at other hotel parking lots, you can park in your hotel parking lot. So that is all taken care of. Parking is free. The bottom line is transportation, great transportation to the Magic Kingdom, good transportation to Epcot, and reasonable transportation to the other two. Buses to the other two. Minivans? Anybody say minivans? You can also take the minivans. We don't know much about those, and those aren't out yet, but coming soon, the minivans. Uber, taxis. It doesn't cost much to Uber between the hotels and the parks, but all of those things are available. You just kind of got to make your decision on what is best for you. For us, we like having a car. We like that freedom. Even when we stay on the monorail, we like having a car. We obviously don't take the car from the Polynesian to the Magic Kingdom parking lot, and no, we'll take the monorail over launch. Yeah. So, all right, Cheryl, I hope that helps. All right, next question. Here we go. We got a couple more. All right, we're gonna go past that page. Come on, they're sticking together. Here we go. Hey, Dad, we're planning to go to Walt Disney World January 17th and 26th. Won't be at the parks every day, but we're staying on site. I have viewed the crowd calendars for that time, and for the most part, it looks like crowds will be low. I was wondering if you could give me some experience or some idea as to what low crowd levels are characterized as. The majority of lines less than 10 minutes. Also, with low crowd levels, do you think it will be easier or harder to get reservations? Thanks in advance. All right. This is really a good question. I said it again. This is really a good question because we talk all the time. I talk all the time about crowd levels, low, medium, moderate, busy. Our crowd calendars have crowd levels on them. But what does that really mean? So here's I made a little chart, and maybe we should put this together and post it somewhere, Stephanie. Here's what I say. Low crowds on the slow rides, the ones that never really have long lines, on those slow rides, you can just walk on during low crowd times. On the moderately busy rides, the ones that typically have, 20, 30, 45-minute lines, those lines will be 10 to 15 minutes. On the busy rides, the Space Mountains, the Sorens, the Test Track, those rides, they're going to be around 30 minutes or so. So that's during slow times of the year, low crowds, slow crowds. During moderate crowd periods, slow rides will be 10 to 15 minutes lines. The moderate rides, 25 to 40 minutes. Busy rides, 60 or so minutes. And you'll start to see some lines at restaurants. If you go to Casey's Corner, you might have to wait. Lines that might be 3 or 4 people deep, 2 or 3 people deep. All right, for heavy crowds, slow rides, when they're heavy crowds, are going to be 20 to 30 minutes. On the moderate rides, you're going to have 45 to 60 minutes. On the busy rides, you're going to have 90 plus minutes. And then if you go to like Casey's, let's say Casey's Corner, you're going to have to wait 10, 15 minutes to order, to get your order in. Maybe up to 30 minutes. Now, the extreme crowd times, the Christmas week, the Christmas week and maybe President's Day week, maybe some time during, not so much in the summer anymore, maybe some time during spring break. The extreme crowd, slow rides are going to be 45 to 60 minutes minimum. Moderate rides, 90 to 120 minutes. The busy rides, just forget it. They'll be 240 minutes or more. It'll be crazy. Or 120 minutes, 240 minutes, it'll just be crazy. And actually, they've actually started doing ADRs to get fast food during the busy time. So it can be extremely busy. It is extremely busy during the extreme crowd times. Reservations hard to get during slow periods. Depends on what kind of reservations. Room reservations, yes and no. You sometimes see that more people are staying on the Disney resorts because the prices are down. So they can actually be a little more hard to get during slow times than you would expect. ADRs, the hard restaurants are always going to be hard to get. The Ohanas, the La Celliers, the Cinderella's Royal Table, those are always going to be hard to get, even during slow times. The rest of them, you'll find there'll be some availability. Now, it may be late at night, or but there'll be a lot more availability. So I hope that helps. I hope that lines out what the crowd levels really need. All right. If you've got a question, let's see, I got one more. So if you've got a question, stick it in now. Looks like we've got a couple. But if you've got a question, stick it in now, and we'll get it answered here in the next few minutes. All right. Well, this one comes from Kim. Kim from Mooresville. That's all it says, Mooresville. I think I forgot to put the state. Kim from Mooresville. Does Labor Day affect low crowds at Walt Disney World? I'm trying to squeeze in as much as possible in as little time as possible for my graduating senior without missing school. Thank you for all your hard work. I cannot tell you how it has helped. Kim, first, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We try to help. That's what we want to do around here. So, Labor Day crowds. Labor Day is one of the most interesting holidays of the year. It is probably the least busy Monday holiday, the one that always falls on Monday, the least busy Monday holiday of the whole year. Now, Veterans Day is, since it moves around, when it falls on the weekends, when it falls on a Friday or Monday, it's busier, but it's probably less busy than Labor Day. But as a general rule, Labor Day is the least busy Monday holiday. What does that mean? It means you got light crowds. It's a good day to go. It's a good time to go. You can expect those low to moderate crowd numbers that we just talked about. It is probably, if you're going during a when school is out period, it's probably the best time to go. There are probably a few days in late August that are less crowded, but if you're going on a holiday weekend, it's the best one you can pick. The bottom line is, yeah, Labor Day is a great time to go to Walt Disney World. All right, so now we go off to your questions. Here we go. If you got a question, please throw it down in the comments. We're also trying to figure out what you would pay for unlimited fast passes. What would you pay? They're starting a program out at Disneyland testing this right now. What would you pay for unlimited fast passes? Put that down in the comments. Here we go. Questions. Michelle asks, what is the whole thing about getting a Disney gift card if you don't get mousekeeping as they call it? There hasn't been any official announcement about this, so I don't know for sure, and this could change at any time because it hasn't been announced. However, there are people reporting that if you go to the front desks and say, I don't want mousekeeping for a period of time, you can get a discount. If it's for your whole stay, they do that already with, not the gift card, but you actually have to pay extra for a DVC reservation, Disney Vacation Club reservation, if you want daily mousekeeping. So this is kind of the opposite of that. Is it something I foresee happening in the long run? I think they're testing it. I think they're probably testing it at a couple resorts, and you don't know for sure. You'll just have to ask at the front desk if it's available until it gets announced. Apparently it's happening. It's not always happening. It's not always available. So I can't give you any more definitive answer than that because it's not been officially announced yet. All right. Next question. I'm going to do this. All right, here we go. Next question. Whoops, pushed the wrong button. Here we go. Question. Dina asks, which water park would you recommend for a 7-year-old? Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon? Dina, I would go with Blizzard Beach. Blizzard Beach is more friendly to younger children. Not that Typhoon Lagoon is bad. Typhoon Lagoon is a little more laid back. Blizzard Beach is a little more high energy. But the Tykes Peak area at Typhoon Lagoon is awesome. The kids area is just awesome. It's a great place for younger kids to go and have a ball. I mean, it really is well designed, well set up. There is they've got the same thing over at Typhoon Lagoon. I just like the one at Blizzard Beach better. So for younger kids. Now, for me, I prefer Typhoon Lagoon. I prefer that more laid back. For me, Blizzard Beach, white, it's hot. The light, I'm kind of sensitive to light, so all the light coming off of that white snow, it really bothers me. But, that's me. That's the way I am. Okay, Stephanie, I don't have any more questions showing up. Is that correct? It's a little early. We've got a few more minutes. Send me a note here real quick. All right, here's another one. Don and Lisa ask, can you go to a restaurant and try to be seated when there are no reservations available? Do they fill every table by reservation? That's a really good question. I said it again. It's a really good question. They're all good questions. But this is you can go to any restaurant and try to you can ask them if there are times available. I have seen times where people have walked up to Cinderella's royal table and said, can we get in? And yeah, come on, we'll seat you right now. That actually happened to someone. They told me that happened to them on Christmas Day, the busiest day of the year. They walked in, they got a reservation, and walked into Cinderella's royal table. I also heard from another buddy a couple of years ago. He wanted to eat at Ohana. I believe it was Ohana. No, it wasn't Ohana. It was some restaurant. I'm lying now thinking I can remember what it was. He wanted to eat there. And he went on the app. And there was a time for 5 minutes in the future. He put it in. They walked in the restaurant. Oh, it was Via Napoli. That's what it was. They walked in, right, and got a reservation. While they were standing there to check in, somebody walked in and said, can I get a reservation? Can I get in? And they were told, no, we're full. So, is it important to make reservations? Absolutely, if you can make them. But you can always walk into the restaurant because people don't show up sometimes. Sometimes people don't show up. They have cancellations at the last minute. There are always things that go on. So, yes. If you don't have a reservation and you want to go to a restaurant, go. But I will say, with that Via Napoli experience, you'd be better off to make a reservation if you can. Even last minute, if you decide this afternoon I want to go eat at let's say Tiffin's. I want to go eat at Tiffin's. Go make a reservation and go. Walking up, yes, it can happen, but you'll be better off by having a reservation. All right, here's another question. Stephen asks, what's the best quick service restaurant in each park, in your opinion? We will be on the dining plan, want the most bang for the buck. I think I did a blog post on this. If you can look for that, Stephanie. I think I did a blog post on this, my favorite restaurants, quick service restaurants in each park. The most bang for the buck in, and I'm going to forget restaurants, the most bang for the buck, Columbia Harbor House in the Magic Kingdom. That's the most bang for the buck. Those lobster rolls at Columbia Harbor House, really good. My favorite restaurant in the Magic Kingdom has become Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. I just love the grilled chicken at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. In Epcot, quick service is tough in Epcot. we like the fish. Oh my goodness. Yorkshire County Fish Shop. That's what it is. Yorkshire County Fish Shop. That's our favorite in Epcot. Really not a lot of. I mean that's pretty much all we eat in Epcot. We've tried some of the others. We just don't like them, especially American. Worst meal ever. All right, so now Hollywood Studios. We used to eat at Toy Story Pizza Planet. I haven't tried the new pizza Rizzo, that's pretty much all we ever ate. I mean, we tried some of the other things. We don't have really any quick service that we like in Hollywood Studios. And Animal Kingdom, Flame Tree Barbecue is okay. I don't like the sauce there. It's a personal thing. A lot of people love Flame Tree Barbecue. It is a lot of food. It is very, for the money, it's a good thing. The flavors at Flame Tree. I live in barbecue, in the middle of barbecue heaven. The barbecue corridor of the world. We live right in the middle of it. Kansas City, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. This is barbecue, and so Flame Tree just doesn't agree with it. So, but a lot of people like it. I don't have any others that we try. The Pizzafari, it's okay. Restaurantosaurus, it's a good hamburger. It's a good hamburger. But so that's kind of a rundown. I think Stephanie's probably put down some where I put the link to my comments down in a link to my blog post down in the comments. Woo! Tired. It must be getting time to quit. Do we have any more questions there, Stephanie? Okay. She says no. So that's it for this week. Big weekend. There will be a lot of announcements. Watch our Facebook page. We'll be following the announcements from D23 this weekend. We'll be putting things up all weekend long. Don't forget to register for our $50 gift card giveaway. $50 gift card giveaway. Gift card right here. I want to give it to somebody. We'll give it away next week on Lunch with Dad. The link is down in the comments to register for it. And also, thanks to Celebration Shirts, if you're out at D23, look up Josh. He'll have a cool shirt on. It'll say Celebration Shirts on it. And tell him Dad said hello. Since I can't be there. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.